Shalom. First and foremost, I want to give all praises to the Heavenly Father, Yahweh, Bahasham, Yahweh Shai, Bahasham, Rahahakwadash. Double honors to the apostles, the elders at Great Millstone who rule well. Peace and salutations, as always, to the elect. And I wanted to do a response to a series of videos that I have watched over the past few days. But it's all surrounding the same topic, you know, as we're only 10 days into this so-called new year, which is not the new year. Okay, the new year is in the spring when things are actually being born and renewed into the earth, not at the dead of winter when everything's dead. All right, but again, we live in a society predicated upon death and opposition to what is right. All right. But as we're only 10 days into this so-called new year, as you can see, it's already started off with a blast. And you have a lot of men being sifted. You have a lot of men who are offended. You know, over the course of last year, there were a lot of heads of camps that were tossed out of Great Millstone for poor leadership and conduct amongst the body. Okay, some of those men have left, once they were kicked out, and started campaigns against the body, creating false narratives, spreading their bitterness. And the thing is, as we're going to get into, that's scriptural. That happens. This is not a strange or new thing. Again, there's no new thing under the sun. All right. The book of Jude, Peter, and various books in the Bible go into these instances that are going to occur in the church. Okay. So you see men, being sifted, which we'll get into what that means, and being consumed by spirits. All right. Not using the blueprint given unto them in the scriptures to deal with their brothers and to come with their brothers with, issues they have. They allow demons to bubble up in them. They take counsel from their own emotions. And then when they see an individual who, left, all right, or got kicked out, all right, that individual is used by the Most High as a detour sign to get these weak and fickle men from amongst us. And that's a good thing. And this is why we're not afraid to openly proclaim that people are leaving, all right, or got kicked out or got issues, because it's scriptural. All right. So this is a video by the elder Apostle Tahar, GMS declaring the end. Woe to you that are offended by this word. All right. This is another video that I was watching by the elder Apostle Gabar. I have to finish it. I'm almost done with it. Called Endure Daily Edification 4. The elder brother Monaghan, GMS Spiritual Army of 144. The Stumbling Blocks, Hard Sayings. And this one by the elder Manata Zakba, all right, Unc himself, GMS South Carolina '08, Sifting. Do you really understand it? As men are, they have it in their mind to destroy, what they were once a part of, all right, or what they couldn't be a part of. So they're celebrating, jumping for joy to see that particular men are leaving the church, as if that's not scriptural, and as if it's hurting us. Because the thing is, you don't want to go into a high-level spiritual war, which we're in, and which is getting ready to get tighter, with a fickle individual, okay, who's worried about his hair. Okay, they got to do his hair, or who's worried about, the social media and, having to detach from this world. Because, when you deal with this truth, when you deal with this thing of ours, there's an order and leadership set up. All right. And when you enter into their labors, there's going to be particular orders that come down. All right. And all of these niggas, who have issues, if they go to work and the so-called white man tell them to tuck in your shirt and put this name tag on, all right, they do it. Okay, the so-called white man says take your lunch at this time. They do it. That 30-minute lunch, right? But when it comes to the business of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, which this is a church, all right, and we enter into the labors of the apostles, the prophets, okay, there's going to be things that happen. There's going to be things that come down. And these individuals are on the sideline saying, wait a minute, no, y'all can't tell them to do that. And galvanizing men to leave. And some men are looking at these individuals, these detour signs, all right, which the spirit of late, particular men who were kicked out or separated hasn't had videos to be done on these individuals. So Jake, who's really weak, they don't really know what's going on. And that's a good thing. Because I was, it was kind of bothering me that these particular individuals who are causing a lot of this ruckus haven't been exposed fully for, what they've done like in times past. But I see ultimately what the Lord is doing now. Okay. And it's a good thing that weak-minded individuals or men who really don't agree or really have an issue are being sifted. All right. Sifting. Do you understand it? It's a part of the business. As we're in the spiritual war, you're going to have casualties. Okay. You're going to have men who are offended. All right. As this individual here, Apostle Tahar, is responding to this video. And this is a video the elder Monaghan did. All right. Where you have this particular ex-member of GMS who left, saying that ultimately this video that was done maybe 7 years ago, 8 years ago, all right, were polite, and Sanetter, came up questioning about, rape in the Bible, which Sanetter came up to us with the same question. Okay. And it was broken down. Now his issue was that this video, the apostles didn't explain it deep enough, and this can be used to make us look bad. All right. Well, why don't you get on video and break it down? And the individual who put in his resignation letter, he did a resignation video, hadn't been doing videos on his page in years, but all of a sudden he's on fire to do a resignation video, which that's cool. He's still got GMS on his name. Okay. And I've been seeing his profile on particular, scoffers pages, but I thought it was a scoffer. I didn't know what the hell was going on, but come to find out, he was a man in our camp amongst us who had issues. All right. And a lot of you all are applauding these men, all right, for how they're handling, their gripes, but none of these men applied Matthew the 18th chapter. Okay. So there's a lot of men who are amongst us. You'll be buddy when you're with them. It's all love. Okay. But all of a sudden, once they get kicked out or once they, leave, they have everything to say when you were amongst us and when you had chance, you didn't apply Matthew the 18th chapter. Okay. What does Matthew the 18th chapter say? Go to your brother that you have a fault with. All right. And you have ways to get in contact with brothers and tell him your fault between you and him. If he doesn't hear you, you bring it to the church. If he doesn't hear you then ultimately he's cast out as a heathen man. Okay. Men are skipping. All right. Those protocols and just getting on camera, spewing out a lot of their feelings, what was really going on inside of them for years. So it's good that an individual like that gets away from you. You have men who will leave and say, I don't have no problem with none of y'all. Y'all, it's all good. I love y'all, man. I just want to do my own thing. Then they'll leave and go and share the issues that they have internally or particular things that they are privy to, because this is a family. And amongst the family, things are going to happen. Brothers are going to make mistakes. You're going to be tried. Okay. You're not going to understand some things you're not going to agree with. That's a family. If we were to sit here and tell you that amongst every great millstone camp things were just 100% A-OK perfect, then we'd be lying. When you read the scriptures, when you go into the letters that Paul was writing, he was writing to the churches. Did you hear about some of the things that went on amongst those churches? Okay? So it's nothing new in these times. But I'm actually happy that these particular individuals are being sifted away from us, because you don't want to go to war with an individual, all right, who's really offended, who really ain't all the way there. Okay? You want only solid men around you who understand the mission and who ain't on no hoe shit. Worried about his hair. Worried about his social media page. We're being prepared by our leadership to separate from this world. There's going to come a day where you're going to wish you weren't on social media. All right? And there's orders that come down, and you know, you may feel some type of way, but at the end of the day, you're being tried. All of these things, everything that's happening, all right, is happening through the spirit and power of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai to try each and every one of us. And it's only going to get harder as we get into the straight gate. How do you think the atmosphere was in the wilderness with Moses and, you know, people getting stoned because they picking up sticks on the Sabbath? All right, you had all kind of orders and things happening. And we're spiritually in the wilderness all over again. So I have some scriptures that I want to get into. All right. Again, you had this individual here. You got two men in Chicago. One said he didn't fit in. You know, the other was, you know, didn't agree with the whole Facebook thing, which some brothers be doing too goddamn much on the internet, man. Okay. And some of us need to be saved from ourselves because we have that youthful lust. And sometimes we don't see the folly and danger that we put ourselves in getting onto these social media platforms and putting ourselves out there like that. You see? So that order could actually save a lot of brothers in the coming days. But really, at the end of the day, it's a test. It's a test. All right? In a sifting mechanism that has worked. So good riddance to all of you individuals who left. My prayer is that you continue in doing the work. All right. But if you leave and you want to jump and go to these scoffers and scorners and start talking all of this shit with men who you don't really agree with, but y'all just have one thing in common. All right. You want to get some sort of vengeance or make, you know, Great Millstone look bad, man. May Yahweh Bashim Yahushua destroy you all, man. Especially those of you who had a chance to tell brothers what you were wasn't feeling. I'm talking about you will be in a council with Jake and it's all good, everything's straight, you know. Okay, then 2 weeks later, he's on camera cursing you, your mama out, your daddy, and you telling you the worst thing going, all because of the bitterness going on inside of him. So to this guy who left because of this whole topic of rape, you know, which that has been broken down so many times. And it's funny, women get that more than a lot of you weak ass men. You got women who understand that law more than men. Give me 1 second here. Take Great Millstone off your name. And buy. If you look bad, if you in Great Millstone because of this video, why do you still have it on your name? Which shows you that this is an unruly, out of order individual that didn't need to be around us anyway. If you don't think you fit, you can leave. If you got a problem with particular orders or things, talk to brothers. So that's because one thing I noticed that simple conversations can put out a fire. The scriptures talk about that. As a matter of fact, let me see. It's a scripture. I know it's in the Apocrypha. and then we'll get into the lesson. Boom. Sirach 28 and 12. Let's see here. Boom. There we go. This is what we want, right, y'all? Right, y'all. You heard me? Hold up. This is Sirach 28 and 12. If thou blow the spark, it shall burn. If thou spit upon it, it shall be quenched, and both of these come out of thy mouth. So if you blow and add, you basically fuel to the fire or oxygen to a fire, it's going to get what? The heat, all right, is going to burn. The flame will get hotter. But if you spit upon it, it shall be quenched. So simple fires can be put out. Fires that eventually burn down houses can be put out by simply spitting up on it. Spit is a liquid, okay? Or you pour water on it, which we have the water of the word. We have to deal like men. It's too much childish bitch shit going on amongst men in the camps. Okay, they're saying Yahweh Bashim Yahushai, but they're not applying. Okay? And I'll say this, for any of you individuals who are in GMS and you're still in contact with these niggas who you know are scoffing and scorning, you're going to be excommunicated. Spies. There's a lot of spies. There's a lot of weirdo stuff going on. But these are the things we were warned of. So we marvel not. Okay? And you individuals who haven't been outed, who are going, to these different men all throughout the earth, putting demons on them and, putting, your side of the story and making it seem like you're the biggest victim. Hey, the Heavenly Father and the angels, through Yahweh Shai, the angels see you, and you're going to be outed. See? So if you blow the spark, it shall burn. If you spit upon it, it shall be quenched, and both of these come out of thy mouth. Curse the whisperer in the double tongue, for such have destroyed many that were at peace. It comes out that this individual who left, okay, about this situation, will go to his men, all right, telling them, the apostle, they said it like this, I don't see. And I'm saying, if you got a nigga like that amongst you, man, you got to start reporting these things, man. Stop being scared to speak up about whole ass nigga shit that men are doing in these camps. Last year, we found out that leaders were horrible leadership. Talking down on brothers to other brothers, sowing discord, being a tyrant, pushing a nigga vibration. Okay, making this thing about partying and BSing more than the work, taking young men under their wings, taking them out, getting drunk, doing stupid shit, almost getting brothers shot and killed. Okay? And it's much more. Trying to make men their personal servants, calling, maybe the third in command in a particular camp and trying to turn him against the head of the camp or the second in command. You should be the head of the camp. Yada, yada, yada. Them niggas. Just everywhere you went, this is the type of behavior you exuded. Going around brothers who just now coming in, putting spirits on them, acting like a demon, railing on brothers. And the list goes on and on and on, man. So now you individuals are separated, and when you see a guy get kicked out or who catch feelings, all of a sudden you pop up with that guy. Then when you called out, I ain't did nothing, man. Guys like that, man, you're a sucker. You're a sucker MC, man. And Yahweh Bashim Yahushua is going to expose all of you guys. And guys that are hurt and still got feelings, surrounding the whole topic of grape or rape, which we have a law in the Bible on how to handle it. What do you, if you think that this makes us look bad, what do you think a guy like that is going to do when the news starts to put us on there and they start to come down and slander us? He's going to believe it. He's going to say, man, they right, man. Y'all shouldn't have said it like this. Y'all shouldn't have did it. He's going to flee. Or be used as a agent and a spy to say, I was in the, they was doing this and that. So good riddance. Call halal Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Just take GMS off your name, because that's stupid. I thought being in GMS made you look bad, but then you want to keep it on your name. So anyway, I just wanted to bring out a few scriptures. You know, and again, we're in a time of sifting, you know, as the elder brought out. All right, let's get the book of Luke 22 and 28. Okay. It says, this is Yahushua speaking to his disciples. It says, ye are they which have continued with me in my temptations. Okay. And you're going to have to follow the Lamb whithersoever he goeth. Okay. Which comes with hard sayings. Okay. Which comes with being tempted, which comes with a straight gate, which comes with a sacrifice, a baptism, a refinement. Okay. So you got to follow him through all of that. False breath, all of that. You're going to have to deal with that and still keep your integrity and understand, all right, the mission. Even if you separate it, you got the word, so you're held accountable. Okay, and a lot of men get separated, and the bitterness becomes the end-all, be-all of their gospel. And you can see them. And they really think that they're still doing the work. And I appoint unto you a kingdom. So you got to follow, you got to continue, meaning you don't stop. Okay? And I appoint unto you a kingdom as my Father have appointed unto me. All right? And there's a lot of hard sayings in the Bible. There's a lot of laws that we have not witnessed. Okay, when you go into the Bible, there's laws that we have not witnessed be implemented. But you know what? And they're harsh, but you know what? And they're challenging when you read them, like, damn, this is what happened. Damn that. But you know what? You got to have the mind, well, if they were implemented in the earth right now, the world will be a better place. Okay? Because the ancient way is far different. And here it is, real quick, dealing with this. Their whole gripe, this guy's whole gripe was, you know, in the ancient world, women, you know, the fact that we have a law on rape, all right, and women being given into marriage at, you know, 12, 13, 14 in the ancient world. But here it is. Sonetter always comes up with that question. But here it is. When you go into ancient Egyptian culture, it was the same thing. Look up marriageable age in ancient Egypt. So they're telling us we got to go back to Kemet, but then when we bring out a biblical law, they lose their damn minds. And this guy was just brought up on charges of rape. So to hell with these guys. This dude shot up the Bible. They're enemies of the scriptures. To hell with them. It's been broken down. You know the truth of the matter. Are we going off with the breakdown? And this was just an excuse. You just wanted to leave, and this was your particular out, and you've seen other men leaving now. You know how when, you know, it's getting late and one brother leave. So I'm leaving too. It's the same thing. But let's go back here for that sifting point. And I appoint unto you a kingdom, Luke 22 and 29, as my Father have appointed unto me. So this is what we're fighting for, that ye may eat and drink at my table in the kingdom. and sit on thrones judging the 12 tribes of Israel. And this is what we're fighting for. Lord willing, we're of that number, man. Because that's going to be a beautiful time, man. No worries, new bodies, no more Babylon. And why don't Jake want to get out of Babylon? It's like y'all love it here. And many of you are being sifted because you want to look back. You think you're comfortable here. And we know the those who look back are set for destruction. So if you can't separate from simple things right now, you just wait until things get tighter in the spirit. We will see. Luke 22:31. And the Lord said, Simon, Simon, which is Peter, all right, which this falls on all of that house, all of those who come up under that order. Behold, Satan hath desired to have you. And who gave Satan that permission? That he may sift you as wheat. All right, now the elder brought this out in the GNT. All right. All right, verse 31 in the GNT, Luke 22:31. Simon, Simon, listen. Satan has received permission to test all of you, okay, to separate the good from the bad. You see, as a farmer separates the wheat from the chaff, all right? So we're all being what? Tested, okay, via particular thoughts, particular trials, because this is a refinement process. All right, where sometimes you got to take the low, all kind of stuff is going to come your way. All of these things are what? All right, the Lord gives Satan permission to test you. And what does that usually take? In the mind. That's where you're tested. Okay, so that what? The good from the bad, all right, can be the good can be separated from the bad. The good are those who endure temptations, keep their integrity, don't try to create their own vengeance, because Yahweh Shai could have really created his own vengeance with the power he had. Okay, he was lied on. He was in his own creation as a slave, but he took on the form of a servant. He didn't come to the earth boasting in his heavenly position. All right, so these particular tests come so that the good can be separated from the bad. And the bad, all right, are those who are weak-minded, who allow bitterness, okay, to root them out of this truth. Okay? And the scriptures say this real quick. And we'll look up that word sift. Because if you abide in Yahweh Shai, which is divine, you're rooted. Okay? This is the book of Wisdom of Solomon 4 and 4. For though they flourish in branches for a time, yet standing not last. There's a lot of people who come in. Okay? Yet standing not last, they shall be shaken with the wind. And through the force of the winds, trials, tribulations, they shall be rooted out. The imperfect branches shall be broken off, their fruit unprofitable, not ripe to eat, yea, meat for nothing. Goodbye. Especially you didn't apply the scriptures. Now, the fact that you out doesn't mean you're not in the truth no more. You could be out of a camp and still go and keep your integrity and do the right thing, and eventually fruit can come unto you. Okay? But if you bringing in men, all right, under the bitterness and spreading lies and discord and all of that, and think you're doing a work, hey, you're under a strong delusion. The Heavenly Father ain't with that. He hates discord. Okay? So the imperfect branches are going to be broken off. Okay? That's a part of the game. You're going to have casualties in this thing. Okay? So as Satan desires to sift us, let's look up this word sift. Okay, and being in this truth and being amongst this brotherhood, it ain't easy. All right, because when you look up the ancient church, they met at each other's houses. They weren't tied to ancient Rome. So you may be the brother, brothers come to your crib. Sometimes that wears on you. This is where you have to communicate your emotions, what's going on in you. Instead of letting it build up, talk to brothers. It may be another brother house we can go to sometimes. Brothers may be looking at you, but hey, express it so it can be talked about. Because that's how the church met. They met at individuals' houses. The same way we doing, that's what they did back then. The church was whatever you got, bring it to the table. Okay? In a dire time, if you got a whole ass nigga spirit, Ananias and Sapphira. Right? Keeping back. The church was about what you got, bring for all. Okay, so there's particular mindsets that got to be rebuked out of men sometimes. But overall, communicate with one another, man. Talk. Don't just be sitting in the corner with your lip poked out. Talk to brothers, man. When you talk to brothers, man, again, those simple conversations could alleviate a lot of the stupidity that's happening. But when you operate in a Babylonian fashion and not like Yahushua told you to operate, guess what? Eventually there's all of these blow-ups. All right? The word.
Strong's G, 4617, Siniazo. Siniazo.
To sift, to shake in a sieve, figuratively, all right, as the scriptures, all right, are symbolic, by inward agitation, to try one's faith to the verge of overthrow. And the Lord will allow Satan to put thoughts in you. The Lord is going to put you in situations where you're going to be tried. You're going to be like, damn, I don't know if I can take this. That's where you got to tap into Yahweh Ba'Shem Yahushai. Utilize the tools you have around you. Communicate. Ask to get anointed. Pray. Fast. Tap into the scriptures. Okay? See, but what a lot of the people who have this inward agitation are doing is they're going to those detour signs set up by the Most High, ex-members or the bitter niggas, and they're like, yeah. And they didn't apply Matthew 18. They ain't talk to nobody. Then you have this blow up. So we're all, getting put in positions, all right, to be sifted and made a strong survive. This is why the scriptures say this. Okay? And it's going to be more. Okay? It's going to be more. 2 Timothy 2:3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahweh Hamashiach, because when you woke up to this truth, you entered into a war, Jack. And we who are teaching this word, are on the front lines of a high level spiritual war. So you got to endure hardness, man. Jake don't think we at war. Jake think that they at rest. Okay? Yes, there's gonna be things you're gonna have to separate from. The more we go down into this straight gate, certain women, certain vices, certain vanities. Yeah. Families. Yeah, all of these things, we were warned about these things. Hearing it is like, damn, but do you want the truth or do you want me to sit up here and give you this fairy tale? I got to tell you the truth. All right? 2 Timothy may be a chapter to go into. May hit that. Be strong. You got to be strong, strong-minded, and deal like men. Okay? So yeah, you guys have the luxury of us telling we openly, You're watching us. We're openly telling you what's going on in the churches. We're not hiding it. The scriptures didn't hide it. Well, let's go into some of you miserable men's lives. In your camps. Hey, but it's all good, man. You know? Call hello Yahweh Bashim Yahushai for the good and the bitter. All right? It's given me a new character thus far. And Lord willing, I endure. All right? Because demons could jump on me. Do you know, if you all knew the true mental battle the prophets went through, you'd be like, damn, how are y'all still here? The stuff we had to endure. You know, you're dealing with brothers who got particular personalities that may rub you the wrong way, but they still men of the Lord. Dealing with them, you know, they're coming to them about the how, you know, were you offended, and arguments, and you know, certain brothers get mercy, some brothers don't. It's like, damn. Hey, that's the church. All right, because you had people who did way worse than Ananias and Sapphira, but Ananias and Sapphira weren't given that mercy at that time. So this is a very, very delicate thing we're a part of, man. And sometimes you're on the verge of insanity. Okay? That's why you got to do what? Endure hardness. Suffer. And sometimes you got to suffer wrongfully. It's all right. If you and see, this is where faith comes, because a lot of you dudes lack faith. If you truly have faith, you would put your gripes and what you're bitter about in the hands of Yahweh Bashim Yahushai. Ain't that what Yahushai did? He didn't, when he was reviled, he didn't revile not. What did he do? He put it in the Most High's hands, understanding that he judges righteously. So there's particular things you ain't gonna be able to get your lick back right then and there. You got to endure hardness and keep fighting, because there's sheep watching. The sheep need to be fed. You got brothers and sisters that are battling all kind of demons. They don't have they're weak. They need to hear a good message, but every time your ass get on the video, GMS. We'll see how that works out for you. Okay? It's this is 2 Timothy 2:10. Therefore, as a matter of fact, let's read this again. Let's read this. 2 Timothy 2:3. Thou therefore endure hardness as a good soldier of Yahushai. See, a lot of you think you're civilians. Okay, if you're a soldier in Esau's military and you go, all right, to a battle, you know, in combat, you there, you ain't there as a civilian. All right, you're in that other country as a soldier, which means it requires a particular spirit you got to be in. A lot of you think that you're just regular civilians, and that's how you treat this truth. That's how you look at everything happening around you in the world. You just wow, look at this. Ooh, this is cute. Wow. And you forget you at war. See? No man that warreth entangleth himself with the affairs of this life, that he may please him who have chosen him to be a soldier. And there's many affairs of this life that, look, we're here. We're involved in certain things. We do certain things. Certain brothers were raised in that social media era. Okay? A lot of brothers don't even know. A lot of brothers are just do too much. All right? Trying to be cute. Bro, chill. Brothers don't even know how to operate under the radar within this war you in this world. And we all got folly. Okay? We all got folly, but some of you brothers got to calm y'all asses down, man. Look, you're here for a mission. Yeah, certain things are fun. Certain, you want people to see this. And hey, man, stop. No man at war entangleth himself with the affairs of this life. You got to be a mystery. And some of us got different personalities. But look, we're coming into the times where, look, you want to be separated as much as possible. With certain things you got to do. You're at war. Can't be entangled with the affairs of this world. I mean, 1 second. This word entangle it, meaning you're just caught up to the point that when a serious decision got to be made in the spirit, you actually consider this vice or this particular thing above what the Lord has given you to do in the brotherhood. Impleco. To be enweaved, to be entangled, to involve in. All right? And some of us are too involved in shit. And you have leaders, all right, who are ancient men who the Lord put the spirit on, okay, to tell you particular things. And you may be like, well, damn, but this, but that. Brothers got to learn how to operate under the web, man. Seriously, bro. And look, remember, your leaders watch over your soul. Let's get that real quick. So there's particular things that, we as men coming in. Let's see here. Boom. Hebrews 13:17. Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch for your souls, as they that must give account. All right? And the best teachers are the strict ones. The best coaches are the strict ones. Okay? And brothers, trust me, when you get into the kingdom, you're going to be able to be the man. You're going to be famous. You're going to have all your heart's desire. Okay? We got to flee those youthful lusts, man. Especially as we getting closer and closer to the end of this thing. F it. Look at this world. Look how defiled it is. What more do you want? What are you actually leaving behind when you leave particular things? You got certain brothers who will be on social media all goddamn day, but they won't read. Obey them that have the rule over you, and submit yourselves, for they watch over your souls, as they that must give account, that they may do it with joy and not with grief, for that is unprofitable for you, man. Okay? So you have to obey them that watch over you. Okay? And that's not always the easiest thing, but if you really truly believe that the Heavenly Father has sent you to men of the Lord, okay? Then, hey, and then you got to understand certain things may not apply to your certain situation. So you may hear things, all right? It may not even apply to you. So this truth, we're literally on that that tightrope, the fire on the left, water on the right. Okay? You got to learn how to operate in the spirit. You got to learn how to discern. But anyway, no man that warreth, because you're at war. Let's look up this word warreth. So y'all who happy about the sifting and you're congratulating, hitting flips, because that's that's what you're fighting for now. You're not fighting for the kingdom. You're fighting to destroy what you were once a part of. All right, because of the bitterness that goes on, and that's cool. Okay. Well, we'll see how that works out for you. Okay? Hell no.
Strong's G 4754. Stratuo. Stratuo.
To make a military expedition, to lead soldiers to war or to battle. And a lot of Jake B, they go to Esau's military, he gets screamed at. You goddamn piece of shit, Johnson, you get your goddamn, But then they get into the truth and they be weak as hell, man. Me? Eyes all moist. Nigga, what's wrong with you? Get your goddamn ass out of here, man. To do military duty, to be on active. And look, we all got emotions, man. You know? But you brothers got to learn how to deal with their emotions, man. To be a soldier, to fight. You in a war, man. You're in a spiritual war. High level. And it's getting more and more high level, man. And if a man also strive for the masteries, yet he is not crowned, except he strive lawfully. You got to play by the rules. Which that's where it becomes real hard. When you can't react to the flesh, you still got to play by the rules. And what's the rules? Given how about Shemiah Shai? Walking and following the Lamb whithersoever you goeth. Handling things like the Lamb would handle them. And we're going to fall. Okay? So we got to strive lawfully. You still got to play by the rules, even when you feel wronged, even when you're when Satan put those demons on you, you got to utilize the Spirit. All right? This is the point. Man, I'm going to have to go into this whole chapter. Verse 10, therefore I endure all things for the elect's sake, that they may also obtain salvation, which is in Hamashiach, with eternal glory, because you're teaching them. And there's more and more sheep, just as much as there's a few here that fall out and a few there that fall out and leave. And there's hundreds being added to the church daily watching. There's people who for years wouldn't even look at Great Millstone, but over the years, as they're looking at things and they're seeing these prophecies coming to pass, they're like, man, you know what? Spirit's on these brothers, and they're being led, all right, and they're hearing the new song being sung, because that's what it's all about. Are you singing a new song or not? You got Jake talking about the mark of the beast ain't coming, just so they can be mad. This is Luke 2:34. And Simeon blessed them and said unto Mary, his mother, Yahushua mother, behold, this child Yahushua is set for the fall and rising again of many in Israel, and for a sign which shall be spoken against. See, Yahushua is a stumbling block. Yea, a sword shall pierce through thine own soul also. Even Mary was cut by the word. The word cuts. Okay? But either it's cut so you can be healed, or it cuts you so you bleed out. And a lot of people are bleeding out. That the thoughts of many hearts may be revealed. And see, that's what happened. And see, the closer Yahushua gets, the thoughts of many minds are being revealed. The closer and closer he gets. Okay, the straight gate is turning men into breezies. Romans 9:33, as it is written, behold, I lay in Sion, Israel, a stumbling stone, and a rock of offense, and whosoever believeth on him shall not be ashamed. Now in Isaiah 28, I believe, in around 15, 16, it also says, he that believeth on him, 16, therefore, Isaiah 28:16, therefore thus saith the Lord God, behold, I lay in Zion a foundation, for a foundation, a stone, a tried stone, okay, which he was tried, we got to be tried. Okay, a precious cornerstone, a sure foundation, he that believeth shall not make haste. And a lot of you are making haste because you really don't believe. Okay? And a lot of you are agents, either set up by Esau or you're just an agent for Satan, set up to just cause chaos and be a faggot. All right? And see, you know, years ago I wouldn't have called men, but now looking at how men act and what men are doing, it's like a very, very feminine, female type vibe. Niggas want your attention. Chawash. All right, chawash. To haste, to hurry, to haste. All right, to show haste, to act quickly, meaning you ain't applying the Spirit. You're a beast. This is why in the church, hold up, you had our apostles and elders, okay? The apostles, they called these particular men that came amongst the church, which we got to go back into the book of Jude to show you all what times we're in. The same things happening then as now. 2 Peter 2:12, but these as natural brute beasts made to be taken and destroyed. Talking about men who were once amongst the church, speak evil of the things they understand not, talking about stuff that ain't got nothing to do with them. Okay? And shall utterly perish in their own corruption. Okay? Jude said it too, but these speak evil of those things which they know not. So you had men back then talking about the very disciples who were the foundation under Yahweh Shai. So what the hell you think gonna happen now? What did Jude say? Brute beasts acting on impulse, unruly. That was happening back then. Okay? Jude verse 4, for there are certain men crept in unawares who were before of old ordained to them's condemnation. So there's particular niggas the Lord ordained to 1 week be eating lamb with you, the next week be on a video saying you the worst nigga in the world and never said nothing to you. See, men back then, they would take the apostles' doctrine, separate, and then go and act like they came up with the whole thing and add this, that. Ungodly men turning the grace of our God. See, and they see now Jake say we're not even under grace. Grace is over. We're in the new covenant already. Into lasciviousness and denying the only Lord God and our Lord Yahweh Shai HaMashiach. So what you doing with your grace period is putting you in more debt when you should be utilizing this grace period to get right with Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay? Anyway, let's see if we got some other things here. So yeah, that inward agitation to try one's fate to the verge of overthrow. Wow. That's the only time that word is mentioned. So we're all being watched by Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai, the angels. Okay? What we do, it matters, you know. And yeah, brother, you ain't the only one that has to endure, that feels some type of way sometimes. It happens. This truth comes with agitation. This truth, sometimes your leadership, you don't understand certain moves they make. Sometimes your leadership, they may come down hard on you. You be like, damn, what's up with this? Okay, you expecting, you expected some guy to come floating on a cloud. You know, he comes amongst you, curse you out, fart. You be like, damn. Hey, they're just men. But the what did the Lord say? Hey, we have this treasure in earthen vessels, man. All right? And more than anything, be men. If you want to leave, leave. Please. But do the work. Or not. Luke 21:19, in your patience, possess ye your soul. Let's look up this word, patience. And we'll get one more and close it out. And hopefully this was edifying. I spoke to a few things that were on my spirit. So, and the goal is that you be edified and comforted. All right? If you're in this thing, whether you are a brother who's teaching, a brother who just listens, a sister who listens, demons are getting ready to fuck with you like never before. And excuse my French, my Swahili. Okay? But demons are getting ready to attack you. You're getting ready to be challenged with and it's already happening. In your patience, possess ye your soul. Patience is I'm for Monet. I'm for Monet. Let's see here. Come on now. Hupomone. It says steadfastness. Okay? See if we can get an understanding of that word. Constancy. Endurance. Yes, sir. And those are the type of men you want to go to war with. Not no weak, overly emotional, moist soy boy. In the New Testament, the characteristics of a man who has not swerved from his deliberate purpose and his loyalty to the faith and piety by even the greatest trials and sufferings. God damn, Jake told the hey, no dread, no, you know. Oh, man, I've been growing this shit, so nigga, fuck you. I'm my own man. Kiss my ass and hallelujah. It's like, damn. The steadfast is the quality of being resolutely or dutifully firm and unwavering. There you go, unwavering, man. Because do you realize what we're getting ready to get? Patiently and steadfastly, patient, waiting, sustaining, perseverance, man. We're trying to get to that finish line, man. Got time to be playing no games. All right? And whoever I've, offended, forgive me. All right? I'm just a man. All right? And to the best of my ability, I'm trying to get to that finish line. Okay? Hebrews 12, man, and 13. And make straight paths for your feet, lest that which is lame be turned out of the way, but let it rather be healed. Let's see what this says in the NLT. And these scriptures are heavy, man. Let's see here. Mark out a straight path for your feet so that those who are weak and lame will not fall but become strong. And that's what you got to understand. When you're given his word, you're responsible for the sheep. And the Lord takes that serious, man. Follow peace with all men and holiness, without which no man shall see the Lord. Okay? It says, looking diligently, okay, lest any man fail of the grace of God. All right? Because we're under grace. Again, the scriptures say the grace wherein ye stand, you're not under the law, but under grace. We're under a grace period. Okay? And Lord willing, we're the ones covered under the Yahweh Shai's blood to be entered into the new covenant. All right? That down payment that he purchased that church with his blood. We weren't purchased with money. No, we were purchased with blood. Okay? And that's the only hope, is to be covered under that blood, because judgment is coming. Looking diligently, lest any man fail of the grace of God, lest any root of bitterness springing up trouble you, and thereby many be defiled. Okay? And you turn to Esau. That's why it immediately goes, all right? You immediately turn into Cain. Some do it outrightly, but some are behind the scenes, the maneuvering and traveling everywhere, being a demon. Okay? But really, you got the spirit of Esau in you. Okay? And then sometimes, some of you see brothers, and then you try to act like everything is all good and hug, but like, what's wrong with you cats? I'm the worst thing going. The Lord go kill y'all, motherfucker. Then you see a brother and try to hug him and put your like, what? Really, a lot of you just want to be back around. No, man. You should have did what was right. You should have repented. All right, and then eventually you could have came back around. A lot of you dudes are freaking party animals, traveling, just having a gay old time. Then you get kicked out. GMS was the worst thing on nigga. You was partying, playing trap music every scene. So don't let bitterness overcome you like these men. See, that bitterness becomes the end of many men's walk. Okay? And when you're bitter and emotional, you don't reason like a man. So learn how to deal with your bitterness as a man of Yahweh Bashim Yahweh Shai. Okay, let's look up this word bitterness. Because many men have failed the grace because of bitterness. The bitterness becomes the end of their story and their gospel. And then they try to blame it on Yahweh Shai, like Yahweh Shai. No, Yahweh Shai could have easily stopped everything he was doing and said, did this nigga just lie on me? Did this nigga just spit on me? And that was the end of his gospel. Every day he just did videos. This nigga spit on me. This nigga lied on me. No, he went all the way to the cross and finished it, man. And that's what we got to do. I can't stand a weak nigga, man. And I'm glad. I hope more of you weak niggas who are in the cut, okay, eating 2 plates of chicken, laughing all loud, but really you deep down don't agree, get the fuck away from me, man. Bye. Pikria. Bitter gall, extreme wickedness, bitter root, producing bitter fruit, metaphorically, bitterness, hatred, and that comes into your mind. All right. But if you believe, you ain't going to be sifted by, all right, that. Ephesians 4 and 31, let all bitterness and wrath and anger and clamor and evil speaking be put away from you with all malice. Acts 8 and 23, for I perceive thou art in the gall of bitterness and in the bond of iniquity. You can't let that bitterness overcome you, man. So I think that's all I had, man. Yep. 1 Corinthians 14 and 20, brethren, be not children in understanding, howbeit in malice be ye children, but in understanding be men. All right? Be men in understanding. Stop being so goddamn childish. All right? Hopefully you all were edified. Okay? And lastly, all right, as we go through this straight gate, Romans 12 and 19, dearly beloved, avenge not yourselves, but rather give place unto wrath, for it is written, vengeance is mine. All right, I will repay, saith the Lord. So if you really have faith, okay, you put particular things in the hands of the Lord, all right, and do your job. Shalom.